The scroll plastered across the bottom of CNN yesterday, which read "Trump believes Putin," was another glaring example of an anti-Trump network manufacturing a headline that would bolster their political narrative that President Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin are in cahoots. The same headline could be found across the media landscape, leaving millions of Americans thinking Trump said he believes Putin's claim that there was absolutely no Russian effort to meddle in the 2016 presidential election. But that's not what he said. A transcript of the president's remarks, made during a huddle with the press aboard Air Force One, reveal exactly how some media members twisted his words around while replying to a question about whether he brought up the issue of election meddling when he met with Putin. "Every time he sees me, he says I didn't do that, and I really believe that when he tells me that, he means it," Trump replied, adding, "I think he is very insulted by it, which is not a good thing for our country." In fact, when he was asked point blank, "Do you believe him?" Trump responded, "Well, look, I can't stand there and argue with him. I would rather have him get out of Syria, to be honest with you, but you didn't hear that on most of the news networks. You got intentionally deceptive headlines that would support the talking point that the president trusts Putin, an authoritarian strongman, more than U.S. intelligence agencies." Many Democrats took to Twitter to hyperventilate. Even U.S. Sen. John McCain said, "There's nothing America first about taking the word of a KGB colonel over that of the American intelligence community. The problem, they were all wrong." Of course, hours later, the president set the record straight in Vietnam, saying, "I'm with our agencies and what Putin believes is what he believes. What I believe is we have to get to work, and he's right." What Trump was getting at aboard Air Force One is the fact that non-stop media coverage of allegations of Russian election tampering is straining relations between two superpowers at a time when they could be working together to solve serious global problems. How can Trump and Putin establish a productive, working relationship when the main media is so quick to pounce on anything that fits their narrative that members of the president's inner circle helped Russia interfere in the 2016 election? Naturally, the lefty media never opposes meddling in foreign elections, or forced regime changes in nation-building, when a Democratic administration is doing it. They didn't mind liberals meeting with Russian officials, or putting together major deals, including the Uranium One deal, which involved the transfer of U.S. strategic assets to Russia in exchange for more than $140 million to the Clinton Foundation. They didn't blink an eye when former President Bill Clinton pocketed $500,000 from the Russians for a speech as the deal went down. Wink, wink, nod, nod. But if Trump shakes Putin's hand during a meeting overseas and says he wants to focus on relationship building to advance U.S. foreign interests, they scream treason, collusion, and impeachment. It's no wonder Trump has described the media as the enemy of the people. Can you blame him? Adriana Cohen is a Boston Herald columnist, radio host and syndicated columnist. Follow her on Twitter at Adriana Cohen 16.